boys and girls, babies in your diapers. Welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Hoy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a tower defense video game, a book featuring choosing your own adventure. We have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Bill Peeper. Bill was the CEO of the Orlando Orange County Convention and Visitors Bureau and is currently a Rotary Pass president.
Tiberius, good to be with you today.
Well, today we're going to start off with the video game of the week, and this is going to be a maze.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is Tower Heroes. So this is given the Roblox platform. It was made by Pixelbit Studio. Because it is on Roblox, you're able to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free! You may remember Pixelbit Studios from other games called Frosty Mountain and Stranded, but those will be reviews for another day. So I entered this game, and boy, does this place look cool. You are in a room that has 4 rows. You might think this is like another tower defense game. Well, it is. But it is so cute, and the characters are so cute, and can have skins like meh. So a tower defense is a maze that you build, and the monsters run through it. You have to defeat monsters with towers along the sides of the maze, and there are ways. And you have the character towers, so you can also upgrade them to do more damage to the monsters. So you have coins, and you can place the towers, and you have to use them to defeat monsters. And you can upgrade your character towers, and you can get more towers by getting coins. And you can buy characters using the coins. I have played for a bit with my mom and dad, and I'm already on level 15.
So what's the highest level?
I do not know.
You just keep going, huh?
Yes. I cannot say anything. Well, now I'm beating both of my parents. Well, my mom was on like level 4, but my dad's like 1 level behind me, so
Close.
Well, I give Tower Heroes 10 out of 10 stars because it was so much fun to see the cute little characters. Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering, to trophies and awards. They can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373. And now it's time for the book of the week, The Jewels of Nabuti. This book is written by Choose Your Own Adventure. And then we're just back the book. In fact, Bill, would you like to do the honors?
Tiberius, be delighted to do that. This is a book that is really different from the other books. You and you alone are in charge, and what happens in this story, there are dangers, choices, adventures, consequences. You must use all of your enormous talents and much of your enormous intelligence. The wrong decision could end in disaster, even death. But don't despair. At any time, you can go back and make another choice, alter the path of your story, and change the results.
Now, this is not an AR book. This is a choose your own path kind of book, and there are different endings. So you and your cousins are looking for the jewels in Nabuti, and their lives are in danger. So they ask you to do it because they will not recognize you. So you go to a town and this person asks what you are doing, and you say you are looking for the jewels in Nabuti. Then he says, I am too. Go on this private plane and go to Morocco. Okay, now you have a choice to go to Morocco or skip. I took the trip to Morocco. So now you are in Morocco, and you find this person that says, "What are you doing here?" So you say, "I am looking for the jewels in the booty again." So now he helps you find them, and then you go to a restaurant called Arthur's. Now the guy that was with you, he went to the restroom, and on the check there was a note that you can follow the note, or you can skip the note and wait for the person to come back. And I waited, and okay. I can't tell you all of the story, but it was a pretty okay ending. You should read the book too. I give the Jewels in the Booty 10 out of 10 stars because I really liked the story, and it was so cool to see the other endings. See Tiberius Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
That website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. And now it's time for the interview of an interesting person. Today's is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Peeper.
Hey, Tiberius, great to be with you today.
Well, Bill is the CEO of the Orlando/Orange County Convention and Visitors Bureau and is currently a Rotary past president. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
Love being here. It's amazing watching you work. I'll tell you what. Such a young guy, you got a lot of talent.
So you are the CEO of the Orange County Convention and Visitors Bureau. So what exactly is a Visitors Bureau?
Well, today they call it Visit Orlando, and the mission of the organization is to literally market Orlando to the world, to bring visitors to Orlando, and also to sell Orlando to various convention groups to bring their conventions to the city. So it's a big job, and it's the most exciting job I can think of when you can sell a city and bring thousands of people to the town.
Mom. So they help people visit Central Florida. And how do they do that?
Well, if you're on the tourism side, you're running television ads and radio ads. You're going to conventions and trade shows where they have groups called tour operators and wholesalers and travel agents, and you explain the virtues of Orlando or any other city in the country. Every city you can think of has a convention and visitor bureau. Now, if you're on the convention side, you meet with organizations similar to IAAPA. I understand you're familiar with IAAPA, the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, and they have a person on their staff called a meeting planner. And we work with them to explain the benefits of coming to, in this case, Orlando. And then we work with them to make all the arrangements, including getting all the hotel rooms, the room in the convention center, transportation, and all the other things that go into putting together a 4-day convention for thousands of people.
So what got you interested in working in the convention business?
That's a really interesting question. You know, the fun part is you get to meet all kinds of different people. Home builders, lawyers, teachers, doctors, dentists, you name it. Any organization, any profession that you can think of has an association or a society that helps them develop their skills, to expand their business. So, you know, you meet the meeting planner for a teacher's group. Mm-hmm. Their personality is different than the meeting planner for a religious group or a technical group. So the fun of it is just meeting so many different types of people, and frankly, being able to travel all over the country to talk with these people.
Mm-hmm. that's pretty cool. So do you have to go to a special school in order to work in the convention business?
No, my college degree is a major in journalism, a degree in journalism with a major in public relations. But you have marketing people and you have English majors. It's not that it requires a certain skill as much as it does. If I say a certain talent, it sounds like I'm bragging, but if you can engage with people and have a high degree of energy, you can really have fun in this business and make a big difference in the community. You know, the thing that makes it most fun, the most fun thing, is when a group like IAPA or Home Builders comes into town and you can kind of stand on the corner and say, all these people and all the money that these people are bringing to town is here because of what I did. And I don't mean, when I say I did, whomever the salesperson is. You know, we had 21 people who were selling conventions for the city of Orlando. So there's a lot of work and a lot of energy and a lot of people trying to bring a lot of money into the city.
Wow. So what is the best part about working as the CEO of the Visitors Bureau?
Well, a couple of things. One, working with really interesting and exciting people on your staff. All high energy, all aggressive, fun people to be around. Another thing is getting to know all the people in the industry around the country, which is really fun. And frankly, you also have an opportunity to meet many, many of the city fathers, the leaders in the community, and that's quite a privilege,
Okay. So, since you worked in a number of places, if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
Oh, I wouldn't go to any other destination other than Orlando. I think this is the finest destination in the country to sell because it is such an exciting tourism destination. It's an extraordinary convention destination. And believe me, I've worked in 4 other cities, and there's no city that compares to this. I've been to San Francisco and San Diego and New York and Chicago, and this destination is pretty special, I got to tell you.
Okay. So what's the hardest part about working as the CEO of the Visitors Bureau?
The hardest part is having your team produce. You know, the community becomes dependent on the work that the organization does and the number of conventions and trade shows people that we bring into the town, the number of tourists we help bring in. Now, in Orlando, of course, you have Disney and Universal and SeaWorld, which are terrific assets and make it a lot easier. But we travel all over the world to bring tourists to Orlando and Central Florida. So there's a lot of pressure to keep the pace going, to generate the number of conventions and bring the people into town.
Okay. So what is your greatest achievement while working with the convention center?
Oh, there's so many. It's a crazy business. It's a fun business. But when you have 150,000 people in the convention center, trying to manage traffic is an issue unto itself. And the planning that goes into it on the front end is really an enormous task. But it's just an extraordinary thing to see. Fortunately, when you say crazy, I'm glad to say there is nothing that's really been crazy or harmful that has happened. It's really more just the difficult work that goes into it.
Okay. Well, what is the hardest part about being in charge of other people?
Well, I had 175 people on our staff, and you have to understand that 175 people have 175 different problems, and you have to be able to change the way you talk to individuals to meet the specific needs and desires they have, and to be empathetic and understanding of the challenges that they have day in and day out.
Okay. So who helped motivate or inspire you the most in following your dream?
Well, once you got into the travel industry, the convention and meeting industry, the inspiration was really understanding what a big difference you can make in a community, and that difference is economic. I always viewed Convention and Visitor Bureau work as being a very specialized kind of economic development agency, focusing on the travel industry, that being tourism and conventions. And knowing that we were making a difference in a community is what inspired me most.
Okay. So what about you, my listeners, if they want to grow up and become the head of a visitor's bureau?
Well, you got to get into the industry, obviously, and there's a lot of luck involved in it. You have to be a hard worker. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's more like an 8 to 11 job. And if you're prepared to work long hours, be excited about meeting a lot of very interesting people, be excited about traveling, which can, by the way, can get kind of old after a while. When you do it for 36 years, airplanes get a little small. Hotel rooms all look alike. But the fun of it, the pleasure you get out of, again, knowing you're making a difference in a community. If you're willing to take on those kind of tasks, it's a great industry to get into. Degrees in marketing, public relations, advertising are really very, very beneficial in helping you work in the industry.
Okay. If you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
I feel so fortunate that I had a really good career, and I don't know that I'd go back and tell myself anything other than to keep working hard. This is the right thing to do. I will tell you, maybe the one thing I would do is say, hey, you need to give your family a little more time, because you are away from people a lot, you're on the road a lot, so that makes a difference.
So I see from your bio that you have been married for 49 years. How did you meet her?
I was in the Air Force in Dayton, Ohio at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and we met. She was a civilian working in an airline office on base, and that's how we met.
Wow. So I see you have received a lot of rewards from the work you did. Which award are you the most proud of, and why?
Well, that's very kind of you to ask and acknowledge. I think being acknowledged by my peers is the thing that I treasure most. We belong to an organization called Destinations International. It's an organization, an association of convention and visitor bureaus from all over the world, and being inducted into their Hall of Fame was really quite an honor and something I treasure a great deal.
Okay, so I see you are the past president of the Rotary Club my dad belongs to. You come to the radio and do Zoom meetings. What do you like about Rotary?
Well, as you might be able to gather from what we've talked about, the travel industry has been very, very good to me, and Orlando's been very good to me. And being a part of Rotary gives me an opportunity to give back to the community that has been so good to me. And that's what most Rotarians are in the club for, to give back, to provide service to the community, and to say thank you for a community that has given us so much.
Okay, so why should people join Rotary?
Well, again, it's all about service. If you're an individual that wants to serve other people, to help a community, Rotary is a great way and a great channel. We help needy families who need more food because during the summer the schools aren't providing food lunches. We're providing right now. We're shopping for food for weekend food pantries for needy kids. We're helping a Gift for Teaching as they raise money and gather items that teachers can use in the classroom so they don't have to buy them themselves. Rotary International is actually working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to help eradicate polio around the world. One of the most incredible tasks on the face of the earth, and we're only 2 countries away from making that happen. So those are the kinds of things that Rotarians do all over the world. There are 1.2 million Rotarians all over the world who provide services to their community and their countries.
Okay, well, can those little tiny whippersnappers join?
Actually, when you're in high school, there is an organization called Rotaract, and when you're in college, there's an organization called Interact, and they're all part of Rotary International. So you're a little young to be a Rotarian, but when you get into high school, I hope you'll join an Interact club.
Okay. So if one of the parents listening wanted to join your Rotary Club, who would they talk to?
They can go online and pull up Rotary International, and they'll find a page that they can fill out that says, I want to learn more about Rotary in whatever city they live in, all over the world. If you're here in Orlando, you can go to orlandorotary.org and go to our webpage, and you can learn all kinds of things about our club and how you could inquire about being a member. And we love to have members of all ages. We have retired people, we have young professionals, so it runs the gamut. So.
Okay. So what makes your Rotary Club different than other Rotary clubs?
Well, first of all, we're the oldest and largest Rotary Club in Central Florida. We're not the largest in the world by any means, but we're the largest and oldest in Central Florida. We've just celebrated our 100th anniversary. We were founded in 1920, so we're very excited about that anniversary. We've had leaders from this community for all of those 100 years, people that are written down in the history books at the Orange County History Center. Buddy Dial, I forget Stanton's last name. The power plant that generates all of our electricity is the Stanton Power Plant. It's named after that individual. We've had mayors, we've had the publishers of newspapers. So it really is an opportunity to meet all kinds of people in all kinds of professions, instead of being cooped up in only talking to people in the travel industry or in the accounting industry. You get to meet a wide variety of people. Service clubs are service clubs. There's Kiwanis and Lions and Elks. There are all kinds of service clubs, and they all do good. And I wouldn't want to say one's better than the other, but I think the power of Rotary International, with 1.2 million people, some 4,500 clubs around the world, makes us a little different than anybody else, especially when I go back to the fact that we're working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to eradicate polio, so that young men like you don't get that disease.
Well, is there anything I should think my listeners should know about you?
I think you've grilled me pretty well, young man.
Okay. Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners that want to follow you?
No, I don't have a Facebook site, and I don't have a website. Email's the way to get me. BillPeeper1@gmail.com. Another way to reach me is to go to orlandorotary.org. And again, you can learn a little bit about Rotary, and they can certainly get a message to me that way.
Okay. So what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
Well, as I said, I think you did a terrific job of grilling me on that stuff, and I compliment you on the depth and breadth of your questioning, and clearly you did a great job at preparing.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you both for being my special guest. Can you stick around for my math corners?
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now to get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
For help me with Math Corners. This week I've been back at school and we are talking about place values. Remember the ones place and the tens place and the hundreds place? So what you may not know is that there is a pattern of places and they come in threes. Each pattern has a ones, tens, and hundreds place. So if you know the pattern, you can solve very large numbers and place values. So say we look at the thousands. You have thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. And then the pattern repeats. Next is millions, then billions, then trillions, like the numbers of the national debt. But then you have bigger numbers. This we got quadrillions, quintillions, sextillions, septillions, then my favorite, noctillions, and then non-millions, and finally decillions. Then when you learn all the place values, it makes the number seem a bit smaller. So, Bill, do you now know all about place values and numbers?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Thank you so much, Bill, for your help with Math Corners. Now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the Heart of a Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. This week, we're going to talk about obedience. For me, I think obedience is being fully committed to doing what is pleasing to God. Well, the qualities of obedience are compliance with a good attitude and respect for the laws. You know, when someone's obedient when they follow instructions willingly and thoroughly. So this was the first week of school, and I had to recover from a fun summer. But that means more rules. Because of COVID-19, we have a lot more rules at the school about masks and hand sanitizer and so forth. I may not like all the new rules, but they are designed to keep me safe from the virus. I am trying hard to get used to this new normal rules and get back in the patterns of going to school. So, Bill, did you see Orio's obedience at all this week?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're following the same rules that you follow at school. We follow when we go out the front door of our house.
Okay. Well, of all the Heart of a Lion virtues, which is your favorite?
I really like leadership. Really like it.
Well, why?
Pardon?
Why?
Well, if you... First of all, leading is hard. And if you lead well, you help other people succeed. And that's pretty special to me.
Okay. Well, we should always try and be lion strong in everything we do. And that is our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Bill Peeper for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking with you today, and I hope to join Rotary one day, just like you and my dad.
Great. Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
And be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy!
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer, Joseph Boy. Production editor, Pierre Laguerre. Green Room manager, Danny Boy. And your program host, Tiberius Boy! The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.